Also, the Daily Nation has for you why state defied IMF to retain fuel subsidy. IMF had said over time, and they had given recommendations and proposals as far as fuel subsidy is concerned. Also, just talking about how unsustainable this subsidy is, and this began from the previous regime, spilled over into this one. At some point, the government really had bowed down to pressure, but then they just come to say that, you know, it can't work that way. And so this is why they have defied this proposal recommendations by IMF to do away with the subsidy, because again, you can remember that over time this regime has talked about how we cannot keep subsidizing consumption, but we have to do it in the production bit. But when we talk about fuel over time, this is a basic factor of production. And so then if it's really expensive and Kenyans can't quite manage, then so how are we even going to be doing some of this production? So this is why the government has moved to cushion consumers amid hard times. And you have that story from page 14 all through 16 of the Daily Nation as well. Just quickly through what the Star has for you. MPs threaten to stop SGR pay unless terms are made public. That is in regards to the standard gauge railway, where now MPs are again pushing to have the SGR contract and all documents and costs made public. This had been slightly done by the CS there of Road Transport and Infrastructure, CS Murkomen, but some details about it were a bit scanty, especially when we're talking about even how to settle disputes in the event they occur. And there was that question of how could we settle disputes that occur as far as this construction is concerned in China with Chinese language. That's part of what has been revealed in this contract. And remember that also Kenya has that obligation to pay because, well, the road was constructed. But MPs are now saying that unless everything is made public, every detail of the contract and how it was signed and just what Kenya stands to either gain or lose, until that is made public, then they might just be boycotting payment of this SGR. But the biggest question is, what does this portend for Kenyans or for Kenya as a... Marie, what does the Standard have for us?
Well, in the Standard, protest pressure piles up. So as we head to Monday, the Standard is actually highlighting the demonstrations by the Azimio La Umoja One Kenya Coalition. The thing is that there have been calls for the two leaders, that is President William Ruto, the Azimio leader, that is Raila Odinga, to have a sitting, but none of them is hearing that. So that is what the Standard newspaper front page is talking about. And if I quote what Opio Wandai is saying here, he's the minority leader in the National Assembly. As things stand, I don't see anything that can stop the mass action from taking off. Okay. And then a protester, we are protesting because of the high cost of living. We cannot keep quiet when the cost of even basic commodities is going out of hand. So